So the first step is to obviously clean the foot off, and you will want to apply something for thrush. I prefer a clay. And then when you're adding the dim, this is filling in the sole's concavity. The flatter the foot, the less dim you will use, and you can see that I am putting it over the frog, filling in the collateral grooves, and I'm bringing it all the way to the toe callus on the sole. Once you mix the equal parts of the dim, it comes in 2 different containers and you mix them together. Once you do this, you only have so much time before it sets, so I try to be quick and I add a bag, and this is going to prevent the dim from sticking to the surface that his foot is on. And you can see how I've picked up the other foot to make sure his foot is fully weight bearing. After a couple minutes, I am going to add the Gorilla Glue to the hoof wall where the casting material is going to go. This is especially important if you have a horse with a very upright foot. This is going to help hold the casting material to the hoof wall, and you're not bringing it all the way up to the coronary band. For the casting tape or casting material, you'll want to dunk it in some water for a few seconds, making sure it's fully submerged, and then you'll want to remove the bag and begin casting the foot. So first what I do is I will wrap the casting material around the foot a few times, just going in a counterclockwise motion. Then I will go back and I will start to hook the casting material on a heel and then bring it diagonally across the sole. And by hooking the casting material on the heels, this is going to help it fit more tightly and stay on better. So that I think is very important. Also keep in mind that this excess material that's kind of sticking out above the sole, that is going to need to be folded over at the end. So make sure that there's enough material there that it will cover the sole. So that also brings me to my next point of making sure that the material isn't too high up the dorsal hoof wall and also isn't covering the hairline at all at the heels. So this can be tricky if you have a low-heeled horse that's very underrun. The final step is just wrapping the foot tightly with this saran wrap. So to go through the process one more time, here I am applying the dim to the sole, filling in the concavity. I'm adding the bag and making sure that the foot's fully loaded. After a couple minutes, I am applying the glue, and then I'm going to remove the bag and start casting. Now, see if you can see how I do this on this foot. This is the higher foot, so it was easier to do this. And I'm going to be going around the foot counterclockwise a few times, and then I will start to hook the heels and then go diagonally across the sole. So just pay attention to that, because I do think that this is a very important step in terms of getting the right fit to where these are going to last you the full 2 weeks. Once you're at the end of your roll, you're going to start folding over the excess in towards the middle of the foot. So this is going to cover the bottom of the foot, and then you're going to come in with your saran wrap or your plastic wrap and tightly wrap this up so that way it is going to fit nice and tightly to the entire foot. Once you have it pretty wrapped, you're going to set the foot down. I use a foam pad, and then I'm going to lift the other foot up for, I'd say, maybe 5 minutes, and just sit and wait until the cast is fully cured. This is the finished product. You can see it does not go above the hairline. And if you guys have any questions, just comment below.